Hello everyone, welcome back to Can of Wormholes. 85% on our save as we enter back again into worm number 8. We have heaps of puzzles to try. Let's keep moving. Did we try this? Did we try this? I don't recall. I definitely tried the big long one to our left. I don't think I tried this. Clearly, we're starting here. And then we're going to have issues because we can't back up all the way off of this. So it's going to be a series of forward and backs in some description, isn't it? It must be. I think we want that one further over. Now, do I want to break that fence? Can't eat that, but anytime we come far enough back, we're just going to have problems. So it seems that there should really be a fairly limited number of steps we can take here. Obviously starting with this to some degree. Can't go further forward, and once we come back, we don't have resistance on that again, although that might actually be important. Because I can eat this. Alright then, let's go back and put this here, because I can eat that. And then I cannot roll that further to the left. But if I eat this, I can push stuff to the left. Now, here's the thing. I need to be too long to finish. TWO. So I have no idea. Ah, okay. Do we think I need to get long enough that my butt hits the fence? Sounds like it could be a reasonable assumption. But now with this guy... Oh, wait. Okay, now I'm too long, so I need to make that turn from here. Alright, now we're just really, really long. Alright, this has not gone how I might have expected. And now we're basically out of options because we can't move left or right. We are stuck. Alright, let's reset that and do some more thinking. So do we think that we cannot... get enough resistance to be all the way at the back and against the fence? Because at some point, surely by definition, we are going to have to back up here to the point that we exit the thing that we're currently swallowing. So to that regard, do we perhaps need to do something like... this? Except now, we are too long to back up because of the fence. So, start again. If I want to be behind a piece, we're almost certainly starting with the consumption of those. And I would need to be two longer to have any hope of pushing this down. But then I can't get back far enough to deal with that. What a conundrum. So what else could we do? I don't think I can get that one cut and eat something else before eating that dot that is closest to us. Because it could be an option to try and push that dot further back. But ultimately we need to be no more than 5 long when we want to back out, which is this long. So any longer than this and we have a problem. But I can't turn or move whilst being this long any further. No, I'm not sure on that one. Before we do insight on all the puzzles, let's check out some of the other ones. See if we can't get to some natural solutions. Then we'll do a pass with the insight. Okay, the divot suggests we might have to roll up and get up on top of the level. There is no fence here, and we are too long, so I don't think we are going to eat these, which is interesting. We could push them backwards or sideways, like this. And this guy, I don't even know where I would turn that when I'm so short. But if there's no fence, I cannot possibly eat anything to get any longer. So what if we do something like this, where that goes down and that becomes resistance on the wall, so that I can do this, except we'll want to do it one further over so that I can now push this to the side. Can't roll this upwards. Where am I going to put it? That's not going to do me any good. Is there any other way I can actually roll this piece first? I can't get up behind it. I can't get to the right of it either, I don't think. And if I put it down here, I can't get myself onto the top side. So it feels like making myself a platform out of these two dots might be, or rather not a platform but resistance, might be the way forward. But then what do we do from here? Well, I can't do this further down the screen. Where could I get resistance on the other side? Now that I'm here, I have very few options. Man, these levels are small but elegant, aren't they? How would I even turn this shape to get me tail downwards? I'm not even sure I am going up on the wall, because I don't think I'm tall enough to stand upright and take a step forward onto the wall. We might have to get this piece through this gap to make a bridge for ourselves instead. In which case, how are we going to do that? Because I don't think there's any way that I can get this to be long on a horizontal axis rather than a vertical axis. But if this shape here were here and there, and then one dot was further right and one dot was further left, I might be able to do it. Question is, can I maneuver this around all of those dots? Because it would have to be a lot taller to do that. Because I can't know. How? Where am I going to put this that it's in the thing? I guess I have to flip it both ways. But how on earth would I get it over there once it is flipped? Ah, this is not a strong start, is it? Because the gap between here and there is 3 long. So do I need to get this shape in... Hold on. That orientation? I don't even know if I could do that. With flipping this thing on its various axes. Right, I'm gonna take an insight. That was not what I was expecting. It was not what I was expecting. So, in that case, where am I going to put these that I can do that? Because to push upwards, I need to be able to back out onto something, don't I? And then this guy, I can never push back to the right-hand side. Unless I do that. Even then, I might have issues. So I want to push that the other way. But how can I then do it twice? Because I can't climb into it where the green brick is in the way. So do I actually need both of these guys to be in the water or in the void? Because I can put the other one in like that. If I get to here, I can no longer move it. Oh, I can move it to the right. Okay. But then I can't do that from here, can I? Ah, okay. Can I do the... No, they're pushed together now. They exist side by side. So can I do one at a time? And then go all the way over and do it again? Alright. evidently saved by the insight on this one. I never would have got it. Right. I need that facing left when I push it over. That's fine. Hopefully I'm not missing some other step, because so far it does feel very similar to the solutions we've already been presented in the, oh god, in the insight. Do I need this facing right now to get the last one? And then facing left again to move them both to the right. And then I should be able to escape with that. Alright, the insight got me there, but I will take a victory at this point. How about you? Okay. This is interesting. Obviously, right now, there is no resistance here. So, how am I going to get both of these pieces up there? How am I going to move that piece up at all? Because my first thought is as follows. But now I can't roll upwards. That's no good to me. As soon as I get the bottom piece, a single tile upwards, everything will be fine. And these little nubbins of corners are really the only other tool I have in this whole level. But for how far along this can go, I can't get inside of it to then push left. If this is all the way out here, that pushes it off. I can't push up like that. So that doesn't offer me anything. I don't think, even with the hole this thing presents in itself, I can use resistance there. So what other parts of this geometry can we use? When this is like that, I can't go underneath and push upwards. Can't push upwards from inside. I can push these in line with one another to the left, but I don't see how that's going to help me when I can't get into anything from the right or from the left once I've pushed it to the left. That's definitely not what I want. I feel like I need to find some other way of getting in here. I'm just wondering if there's any part of this that could be useful. But once I roll once, there's nothing I can do. And if I start in the opposing direction, definitely can't roll at all. Man, this does not give a lot of options, does it? The two shapes together look like one of the shapes that you would actually have in place for one of the rewards for the various ships, like the little sigils that you get. I feel like it's going to be another case where as soon as you look at the insight, it will be the most obvious thing in the world, but if I can help it, I don't want to use the insight for all of these endgame puzzles. I'm 3 long, so I can't use that there. And I can't make resistance anywhere else. But I feel like it's got to be some kind of resistance and flip and roll, or roll one piece into another piece. But this up here, even with this lower down, I can do this same shape. Doesn't help me at all. Oh, I've got it. I've got it. No, I don't. I was like, if I roll all the way down and then stick my butt out, my... Oh, maybe I do got it. I'm just one too far over. So fetch that out. Put that there, and then put this here. There you go. Well, that wasn't actually too tough at all. Just got to think with butts instead of heads. I should really be opening the menus just to see what numbers are on these for labeling them. 816. And this Wilbbly Wobbly One. Right, you just knew there was going to be a fence in here somewhere. Right, so these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 long. 4 on the bottom, and then the 2 extrusions on both. And we are currently 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 long. So we need to get to 12 long and then cut ourselves in half. But in a way that we can then position whatever's left to where I want it to be. Is that useful to me? Seems unlikely. My immediate thought was like an Ouroboros situation, but I should be able, except I'm really, really long and not thinking about where I need to be. Not that. I'm trying to see if I can possibly make the shape I want before rolling so that my tail gets cut off in the correct shape. But that seems tricky. I'd have to be much closer to do it. And this does not seem to be where I want to be to do that. And then roll and consume and cut or something, but there's a lot going on there. But I fear they're not going to get any easier as we get to the back here, are they? Still a lot of puzzles to go, though. I'm just holding out for simpler ones, and this is not simpler, is it? Right, we are 3 long. There is a single piece down there that we can eat, so I can already tell what needs to happen. Can you tell? Using this kit of pieces, we need to come through here, bite this, and then keep it in our mouths until we reach the fence breaking point. So, we need to build up an alleyway out of wide and short pieces. I almost wish I could colour in the squares that I know I'm going to want to travel along, because it should be up, left, wait. Oh, jeez. So, up, left, except we have to imagine that our tail didn't get longer and it was up, left, up, left, up, left, up, left, up, left, up, left. Break. So we're going to have to use the horizontal pieces and probably the vertical pieces as a backing. Which is going to be interesting because I imagine it's going to end up with something like this here, except that's got no resistance. So do we have to take it all the way around everything else? Like, ignore the other ones getting washed away for a second. This being here would provide resistance on the left. So then we could do something like that. So that then we can eat, go left. Ah, that's a problem. We can just stick our face on that. But how are we going to do... Oh, we're going to have to swap the tall pieces to the left and the horizontal pieces to the right. Except doing that there doesn't have resistance, so we might have to take it all the way around. But I can put this here. Bring one of those down to there. It's just a large exercise in where do I put everything while I'm moving everything else. So that, and that make up our lefties. You can sit there quietly for a second. You can sit there quietly for a second. Because are we going to have problems having to get these horizontal pieces in, or the 3 long pieces in somewhere else? Because at the moment I'm building a solution that looks feasible, but hasn't used the 3 longs yet, and I don't know why. Oh geez, now I can't get out of here, can I? I can get out of there. So why doesn't this work? Oh, interesting. Okay, then. Fetch me the 3 long. Although I'm worried about what's going to happen on the next step up the rung of the ladder now. And we might be okay. So this is going to come all the way over to there. Is that enough? Or am I missing a crucial step? Yeah. That is a problem. And what can I do about it? Do I actually use the top right 2 long piece? I got resistance on my back. I need resistance on my back here. And resistance on my back there. Before doing this. So, what could change about this? Is a great question. Because I'm wondering... if I were to pull one of these across to here, I'm just going to have the same problem one step further up. Also, I'm now 1 short for my staircase. So that's its own trouble, isn't it? And that doesn't have resistance either. Alright, I'm going to poke this a minute, because, boy, where did a half hour go? But I'm going to finesse this and see if we can't finish this one before the end of the day. So give me a minute. So, I've not solved it yet. I was just putting my shut up and think cap on. And what if this one that we're currently facing was the 3 tall piece with a 2 long piece beneath it? Because the end of the 3 long piece... as in, this exact tile here isn't achieving anything functionally for us. So if we rebuild this, but with that to the left and up the top and the long piece, a 2 piece here and the long piece swapped around, that doesn't make any sense as a sentence, but let's try and rebuild that. So, the first one of these comes down here the same. Then I want a 2 long piece beneath it, or beside it. Here. Then that there. And... oh, it's going to have to go the long way around, isn't it? If I had infinite space around the outside edge, this would be much easier. Right, let's put you... oh god, where am I going to put you? Can I get you back out? I can't. I can't put you that far over. But you have to go somewhere until I need you. Oh god. There's so many pieces. Where am I going to put you? Is that the whole puzzle? Where do I put the 3 long, the 3 wide while the 3 long passes? Hold on. The 3 tall one needs to be on the second row up from the long horizontal piece. The rest of these can kind of go anywhere because they're easy enough to re-manipulate down the line. Like I can put these guys over here. That's not a bother. So it's going to be getting that tall one just out of the way for a minute. Could it be there? I'm not super sure about it. Because I can't get that back now. So they can't ever protrude north or west. 1. So I don't know why I thought this would work. Alright, let me poke this again for a minute and see if I can execute the thing I'm thinking of. So the easier thing to do was to bring the horizontal one down here rather than trying to bring the vertical one up past it. So now I can manipulate these as I wish. I just need to make sure everything else stays in roughly manipulatable territory, which is its own set of issues, clearly. That can go there. Who knew this could be such a hot mess? That needs to go somewhere else. Just be out of the way. How about that? Except you actually need to go there. Then that can go over to there, which is where I want that to be. This little too long piece can join its friends here. That's the left-hand side done. Now we have to get everything over on the right-hand side done. So it should mirror this, but in the opposite pieces, right? So we start with a short one. Then we need the vertical piece against the right-hand wall. Then the 2 long piece, then the 3 long piece. Oh god. How do I get the 3 long piece in? I can do this easily enough. But then I have to get the 3 long piece into this exact spot first. Alright, let me engineer that, because this is going really long now. I can't push this to the left from here. So I think I have to put this long horizontal piece in the middle from the left-hand side before building everything else around the top side. So basically the 2 long pieces have to be set first. So that might look something like this. So a bunch of toing and froing, and I get to this. This I think I can use, because I can push that up 1 too far, and that over 1 too far, and then when I'm all ready to finish, I can push that there and that there, except I don't know if I'll be able to turn around at that point, so that's a risk. Because if I've built the column as I want it, I'm going to do that, and then be eating. So perhaps I don't want to do that, but regardless, we need to put the rest of the pieces in. So it's going to be a short vertical piece in the bottom left first. So let's put that out of the way a second. Oh god. Oh god. So that there with that there, and then another vertical piece with it, which makes for that. That's one side. Then we match that, but we already have the long piece in place on the top side. So which piece do we want first? Probably a horizontal in the corner. I wonder if this puzzle is the puzzle with the most required steps to finish. Right, then... Oh god. How do I get you on the other side of that? This is getting more complicated by the minute. I'm going to restart this puzzle at the start of next episode and try and do it succinctly. But we'll see if I achieve that later. For now, thank you ever so much for sticking with me through this. If you did get this far, I'm sorry to make you hang on till tomorrow for the solution to this puzzle. I really appreciate you sticking around. I hope you'll join me again tomorrow. Otherwise, I hope you're having a fantastic day. And I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.